Hi, this is Rich from A1 Foundation Crack Repair, here to discuss Lally columns. How do you know your Lally columns are okay? Or, especially if you're selling your house, is a home inspector going to pick on them? Well, the way that you can tell is, number one, if they're a wood Lally column, they should not be there. Lally columns, by the way, are the thing that goes from the ground, from the floor up to support the beam. If they're wood and the house was built prior to 1930, it's probably cracked, it's probably damaged on the bottom, and they're not supporting the way they should be. If you do have a steel Lally column, like this one, it's probably all rusted or split, or it's rusted at the bottom. Now the engineers tell me if it's rusted up, especially at the bottom, you can lose up to a third of the strength of the Lally column. Another Lally column that needs to be replaced is what we call a temporary Lally column. These are ones that are hollow and they have a screw mechanism at the top or the bottom. The way you can tell about a temporary Lally column is there's usually holes in it. Also, if you look this way, it's very thin. The metal is not strong. Whereas these are called temporary Lally columns. Home inspectors are always picking on them because they don't hold what needs to be held. They're meant to be temporary. Today's Lally columns are concrete, wrapped in steel, offers a lot of strength, and then the right plate to have on top of it is a thick plate with a cup welded to it that goes on top like this, and then it's bolted to your beam. That's the top. Now let's talk about the bottom. These old Lally columns, if they are metal, they've probably been put into the concrete, and concrete wicks water up through the concrete, and these Lally columns rust from the inside out. So you want to be aware of that. Speaking of the bottom, you don't want them in 2 or 3 inches of concrete or resting on 2 or 3 inches of concrete, because concrete doesn't have that kind of strength that it's needed. What today's code says, it needs to be in concrete about 2 foot by 2 foot by 12 inches to 18 inches deep, and we prefer to put steel in it also. And then we let that set up. We cut the Lally column to size, put it onto the concrete footing, that 2 foot by 2 foot, and then we put our thick plate on top of that and bolt it in. Now you have a nice firm set for your Lally column. If you have any questions about Lally columns or any other foundation issues, feel free to call Rich, the Crack Man, at 978-771-8827. Thank you.